Ryan Schultz here with the 2000 BMW M5, which is now a summer car. Welcome to the introduction of my 2002 E46 330 Xi in topaz blue. Something I've been debating doing for a while was getting a secondary vehicle. Been looking around online for a few months with a very low budget and looking for as nice of a car as I can get. As I said, it's an 02, meaning it's a facelift E46, which is nice. I like the color. It's topaz, same color as Canon's E39 525. However, this car is, there's a reason it was $5,000. It has a few miles on it. I think the key's inside. We're looking at a 2 instead of a 1. Right? Oh, come on. It's gonna make me start it. Alex, hold me from rolling back. The parking brake doesn't work. Oh, there it is. It's 214-201. But there's good news with it. There's no check engine lights on. There's none of that. I've only driven it maybe 30 miles, but obviously the seatbelt light's gonna stay on because my seatbelt is off and the door is open. Anyhow, we'll start off walking around the exterior of the vehicle. Now this is gonna be an interesting video because I've already ordered quite a few parts for the car that I'm going to be installing during the video. So it'll be kind of a, this is what I'm starting with. The only thing I've done is take off the free advertising off the front license plate. I don't feel like advertising the dealer I bought it from. I like the dealer that I bought it from. I'm just not being paid to advertise for them, so I'm not. So anyways, as I've said a couple times now, it is topaz blue metallic with style. I believe they're 79, 17-inch wheels, 205/50 R17 on all four corners. And these tires probably not going to keep these too long. I'm going to go with a winter tire on this car. Being four-wheel drive, it'll be a good setup. Packages the car includes. The window sticker is in the glove box. We might as well dig into that now. This has all packages except for the technology package. The technology package would have included park distance control sensors as well as a navigation system. And possibly a couple other things. Maybe high OBC, I don't know if that is, as far as I'm concerned, that's low OBC, but let me make it clear that I do not know a whole lot about the E46. I'm learning perhaps with you, or maybe some of you from E46 source even, know more than I do about this car. So I'm going to open up the window sticker. I think this is a copy of the window sticker. As we see, topaz blue metallics and leather cold weather package, which was a necessity for me. It has heated front seats, headlight washers, the split fold rear seats, ski bag, rear armrest. It has the premium package with leather, myrtle wood trim, power glass moonroof, auto dimming interior mirror, lumbar, rain sensing windshield wipers, automatic climate control. Sport package has the 17x7 alloys. I don't know how that's a sporty wheel, but it is. Adjustable front sport seats, the aerodynamic package, leather sports steering wheel, by xenon headlights, which was another requirement of mine. I really wanted xenon lights. I'm very used to the M5. I don't want this to be a huge shock, so I needed the xenons, and it does have that. So the MSRP on this car was $42,360, and again, it is a 02. So it's got the right packages, it's got the right options. I like the color. I would prefer a black interior as opposed to the beige, but as I said, we'll get in there later. We'll talk a little bit about exterior condition, and we'll start replacing a couple of parts that I've already ordered for it, because you know me, I love ordering parts. There is some rust on the car. However, it's not in places that will ever affect its structural integrity, or at least not for a while. The rocker panels and underneath the car, at least as best as I could see laying on my back in a Polo at the dealer 2 weeks ago, looked really good. Actually better than my M5 does. However, here on the door, I can start to see a little bit of brown, a little bit of bubbles, a couple bubbles coming out along the front passenger door here. I'm also noticing now the top of the rocker panel, or rather the strip in between, has a little bit of bubbling on it. Not a big deal. I'm not planning on keeping this car a whole long time. I'll be in California before long and I won't need it. But for now, this is what we're working with. It's also got a little bit of rust there. It's pretty dirty right now. I literally just backed this vehicle in the driveway. It's never been at my house before, so I haven't had time to do anything. It's got its share of paint imperfections. It's got scratches, and it's got this horrible pinstripe that I'm going to attempt to remove in tan. It's probably been there for quite a while. The wiper blades, very messed up. It's not supposed to do that. Really loose. I don't know if it's the motor or there's a bunch of bushings in there.
No, there's just a cap that you pop off.
There's a cap, yeah, and then a bolt, and we'll figure that out. If you guys remember Alex from the oil DIY.
He threw a screwdriver at me and it hit me right here.
From the front of the car, BMW badge, not looking too good. I have one in my garage. I also noticed these grills are falling out, so I have 2 new grills in my garage as well. Front of the car, plenty of stone chips. I mean, you'd expect it for 214,000 miles, and I think they're mostly highway. So lots of stone chips up front, including the bumper and fog light. It's missing this little door. It's sitting in my house. There's the front license plate frame that will be removed and placed with a blank panel trim. Back bumper has its share of marks as well. I think it's loose, at least comparison to a 5 Series in some places, but it's not like it's going to come off. Didn't find any rust back here. Post facelift taillights. This side was a little loose too. There's the only rust I found on this side. A couple bubbles that look like they've been repaired and are starting from the inside now. A couple more right there. Rocker panels look good. Fender liners look good as far as body goes. So I don't think I'll have any rust work done on the car. That mirror was done 5 years ago, but nobody replaced it. Same thing with the other side, although not as bad. I have 2 new pieces of mirror glass that we're going to work with. This has got all the outside corrosion from the broken seal in there. So there's a good idea of the exterior. We're going to start replacing a couple things on the exterior, starting with this wiper blade. Real piece of crap. The blade is actually coming right off of the arm, like that. Got some scrap metal now. But we've got some new wiper blades, but it's going to need more than that. I'm thinking it needs a motor, because the arm is not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be more so down here, and it's living up here. So I'm gonna have to take that apart, see what's going on in there. It looks like there's a spring or something. I'm hoping it's just a few broken pieces of, say bushings or something, and I don't need a new motor, but we'll figure it out. So here's the existing badge, piece of garbage. I used a putty knife, and we're gonna clean that up and replace it. Okay. There's our first improvement, a much nicer badge. Let's move on to the grills now. Alex, pop the hood. We'll take a look under here. We'll find the M54 B30, same engine as the 530 E39. It's a 3-liter inline 6 with about 230 horsepower or something like that, 225. I'm not too sure. It's a little dusty, a little dirty. It's not horrible. We're missing a washer fluid cap here. I ordered one of those. Front struts were replaced in the last few weeks. Oil looks like it has between 4,000 and 6,000 miles, I would guess, on it. It's not horrible, but I'm going to do an oil change on it very soon. Alex also grabbed the micro filter. We're going to replace the cabin air micro filter up there while we're in there, and make that new, because that's a good idea when you get a car. So there's what that looks like. I did not get a lot of service history with the car. In comparison to the M5,
this is what I use.
It just feels a little looser, and I would expect a non-M 3 Series to feel like that anyways. But it doesn't at all make crazy noises or feel like it has 214,000 miles on it. Does that fit? It should just snap on there, I hope. Alright, a little push, and that's on there, so no more washer fluid spilling. That'll be good. There's our filter. Alex, if you want to open that up.
Good choice of filter.
I believe... I've never done this. This is my first time touching and driving an E46. So
here's instructions if you need it.
Probably just slides right out.
Well, nothing you can do.
Here's the old filter. Probably been in there for quite a while. And here's our new one. Nice new OEM Mon filter. Working on the front, we now have our new badge and we now have our new grills. All of that
have the coolant
popped in really easy. Air filter's done. Yeah, we checked the coolant. Smells a little burnt. Doesn't look bad.
I mean washer fluid.
I'm not worried about this car that much. I'm not going to drive it that long or that far, so I'm not trying to make it, you know, totally future-proof. Yeah, that's a nice front-end upgrade. Let's deal with this piece of crap, because I don't want a front license plate frame on, so let's take that off. Front license plate delete is done. There were two little pop rivets down here. We pulled those out and snapped that on.
And a little door.
And we now have a little door covering that. I don't want that filling with salt and snow and rust, so front end is making progress. We'll talk about the interior for a moment. As I said, sand beige, leather sport seats, and we've got a really crappy condition console here. Look at the cup holders, the console's peeling there a little bit.
Alex, here's the old one.
Here's the new one. 20 bucks. Pull that piece of crap out. See how easy that was. Got a little
Any
DIY
particular way you
intro.
want it?
Well, it's got to be the same way.
It's just this way.
And there it is. Nice fresh new cup holders.
With
My non-working emergency brake. We'll have the fun of replacing that. I do want to replace the center console doors, or the trays themselves, in the future. So I don't know if I'm going to make a lot of DIY videos on this car. If you guys want that, let me know. If you don't, let me know, and we'll go from there. We have full power seats with memory on the driver's seat, which is nice. When I first looked at the car, actually 3 of the window regulators didn't work. Now they all work. The dealer replaced the regulators, auto down and up, work on both windows. Oh, uh-oh. Now diagnosing the window that I just broke. We have Canon over with his 525, actually his 525 isn't here as it's raining. Hello.
Hello.
We're removing the door panel to at least get the window to stay up until I can take it back to them. They promised they'd have all of these working, and I'm gonna make it happen that they do get all of them working. So anyways, while he works on that, I have begun to remove the pinstripe. I hate BMWs with pinstripe. BMW body lines do not need pinstripe. So I've already removed it from this rear quarter panel. It's in terrible shape. It's still on the rear door and the front door, but it's off of the front fender as well. So I'm using a razor blade, which makes me sick. I would never do that on that car, but on this one, it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna continue to take that off. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, probably 20 minutes. We've got the pinstripe off the passenger side. Came off okay. Used a razor blade. A couple spots I probably pressed a little too hard and marred the clear a little bit. Probably wash this car and go over it, see if there's anything easy I can take out, but for the most part it came off really well, and the paint on this car is not in bad condition at all. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. You know, it's got its scuffs here and there, but it's not bad at all. So it looks way better, in my opinion, without it than it does with. We've got that door wide open right now doing the regulator, but yeah, it's unnecessary. Cars with good body lines don't need sticker body lines. And on the interior, I'm trying to add HomeLink right now. I bought a HomeLink module. It says it's pre-wired for it, but I'm having trouble finding the wire, so I'll keep you updated on that as well. I've got like 5 projects going on right now. We're continuing the project inside. We've gotten the HomeLink wired up. It's not a perfect module that I got online, but it was cheap. Some of the finish is worn off the one. Probably I'll get a Sharpie and fix that. So there's that panel all done, and we've also done the Valentine hardwire. I'm not going to be buying another Valentine because they're expensive, but I want a hardwire set up in here, so when I alternate this car for the winter, I'll just move the detector over here. I bought a windshield mount for it, and it'll be ready to go. So if I switch into position 2, which would require a key. By the way, I got one master key that's in really good shape. I think it's fairly new, and I did get the valet key right there, so that's nice. But if we go into position 2, we get weird noises, and the Valentine does start up. So now we get to hide all this back up there. All right, 2 days later, I did get the interior put back together. I'm gonna wrap up this intro fairly soon. I'm waiting on a bunch of parts coming from a few different places, eBay, Amazon, ECS. Then I'm going to be just refreshing a couple things in the car. As I've said before, I don't want to be putting tons of money into this, but I do want to make it a nice place to spend time, as I'll be in here a lot over the winter. Anyways, the Valentine hardwire is all done. The HomeLink is installed and programmed. All of that worked out really well. I went ahead and pulled the radio out to look at the part number. This is a 1001 car, so I expected a late 01, mid 01 production radio. It's a November 06, which is excellent news. That means it's going to support Sirius should I ever choose to add that, and it's going to support auxiliary. So I bought the $30 auxiliary cable. I'll probably do a real quick DIY. It's pretty much the same as what Canon just did on his 525. But I'll probably do it in respect to the E46 bits of trim and stuff like that. So I'll have auxiliary in here. I ordered these 2 doors. They're pretty beat up. The center console I found out was really cheap in comparison to that, so I did order that. And I have yet to do a deep clean of this car, so there's a couple places that are still a little grimy. This door sill is a real piece of crap, so I bought a new one of those. Those are cheap. Stuff like that. Anyways, I did clean under the hood. We got that detailed a little bit, and I have yet to show you the trunk, which again also needs a good cleaning. I've replaced a bunch of bulbs so far. Question for you E46 guys. License plate lights, neither of them worked. I put a new bulb in here, now that one works. I put a new bulb in here, it still doesn't. The whole connector, the whole bulb socket in there is very corroded. It's in really poor shape. And from what I've seen online, there's no replacing the electrical stuff in there. You've got to replace this whole piece of body here that's painted the color of the car and is held in with 4 T10s or T12s or something like that. I pulled it out and it still doesn't look like it's replaceable. So let me know if you have a solution to that, if I can buy one online and rip the hardware out and change it myself without having to paint that. I just don't want to incur paint costs with that. Anyways, here's the trunk and here's that door panel. I went back to the dealer the other day where I got the car. They ordered a regulator and I'm going to have it put in on Tuesday. So we'll have the windows working. I also have the window motor, which is fine, and a piece of trim. So I'll get those out of here. That should leave the trunk pretty much naked, where we will find the Harman Kardon subs or mids or whatever, probably subs, whatever those are that came with the Harman Kardon audio package, as well as the split fold seat release handles and some carpet. Below the carpet, which I think is detached from the board it's supposed to be on, we have a spare tire and a wheel and a jack. And then these pieces of trim here are just kind of dirty. I'm going to clean those out, clean them up a little bit, but pretty clean in the trunk anyways. The toolkit is not 100% full, but there's enough parts here to make it usable. We have both crescent wrenches, the tow hook, the sunroof crank, the socket for the wheel lugs, and some pliers. We're lacking the screwdriver, which would I assume goes there. I'll probably just buy that on eBay, as well as I probably won't buy these two. I don't think they came in US cars. My M5 didn't have those, I added them. So it's 100% complete, but on this I'll probably just put in the screwdriver later. Pre-wiring, says we're pre-wired for the garage door opener. I already put that in. 6 disc, pre-wired probably is back here. I don't even know where that would be in the E46. I'm not planning on adding that. The BMW security system I bought online. I cannot believe how cheap that was. It comes with a tilt sensor, the interior motion sensor, and the siren. I'm going to add that. I'll probably make a video, and let me know if you guys know how to code that, if I can do that myself, or if I'm going to have to pay a dealer to do it, which I don't want to do. And it's pre-wired for the BMW cellular phone, which it's definitely not getting. So that's what the trunk looks like. When I test drove the car, I noticed that it had a brake shutter. I was hoping it was rotors and not control arms, and I was right. I put on some fresh BMW OEM front rotors, and any little shakes I had have disappeared. Last time you saw the engine in this video, it was a little dusty, a little greasy, a little dirty. It's not great yet, but I've gone over it with some degreaser. I cleaned up all the coverings here, the airbox cover, checked the filter, it looks all right. I am going to put a K&N in there though. We placed a couple light bulbs on the cars, I think I said. We added that, which you saw in video, and the micro filter, which you saw in video. Probably do the poor man's flush of brake fluid, take it all out with a turkey baster, replace it, drive it a week, do it again later, keep doing that 2 or 3 times. Could do the same with the power steering fluid if I'm careful with that. But it's definitely cleaner under here now. And let me say that it's an original front end on the car. Stickers are in place. And if we walk around back, it's an original rear end too. At least the trunk lid is. It's got the VIN sticker on there. It does have accident history, unfortunately. This corner was hit in 2010, but everything lines up pretty well. And aside from either paint bubbling or some rust, I can't really tell, it appears to be in pretty good condition, though there is a little ding there. That's gonna wrap up this intro video. I've driven the car maybe 100 miles now. I just did vacuum out the interior. Carpet's not in great shape. It's not bad though for the miles, and I did buy floor mats for it, black rubber floor mats. I still have a bunch of cheaper interior parts to replace. That's gonna make it a lot nicer, and it needs a deep clean. After that happens, I will make a little update video with what I've done. I'll probably have some DIYs in there. Next time you see the car in video, this door will be put back together, and more stuff will work, and it'll look better. So thanks for watching. I know it's crazy, but this will be a great, great winter car. So I will talk to you guys in a later video. Thanks for watching. Leave some comments.